It has recently come to my attention that conservatives are trying to use the video of me topless at the White House to try to call the community groomers, etc. And I would just like to say that, first of all, going topless in Washington, D.C. is legal. And I fully support the movement in freeing the nipple, because why is my chest now deemed inappropriate or illegal when I show it off?
What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Let's get right into this topic that we're going to be talking about, of this lunatic transgender activist who ended up exposing themselves and revealing their breasts at the White House. So they had an event, a pride event, a couple of days ago at the South Lawn of the White House. And apparently this person thought it was appropriate to expose their breast to the public. And mind you that there were some children at this event. So, but the great thing is, you know, it seems like the Biden administration has a little bit more common sense than we expected, but it's a little too late because we already know what they advocate for. And when they finally get what they advocate for is when they finally make up their mind that, you know, this is a bunch of BS. So we're going to watch a clip of the event that went down at the White House and show you the clip of this individual exposing themselves. But as you could see, as you saw in the beginning of the video, this person was trying to justify it in any and every way possible. So let's watch the event, and then I'll play the whole reaction from this, whatever the hell you want to call them. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Yeah!
Transgender children.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You
Children.
belong.
You are understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. Some of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known.
I mean, you're welcome.
Good folks.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
The monument's in the right?
Gay news.
Are we topless at the White
Now,
House?
this is it right here. This is the clip right here. Now, of course, we can't show it on YouTube because it's inappropriate. So this is wild to me. Like, you know, they know this is inappropriate for YouTube, for television, but apparently it's appropriate for kids to be exposed to this. So, I mean, this is all over the internet, all over, you know, Twitter. If you actually want to see the actual clip of them with their breast out, but this is the part right here that I had to blur out. But there you have it. The one on the right is a biological male who had breast implants that looked like female breasts, and they were, you know, pretty good size. You know, he was holding them up and covering them. And then the person next to him is a biological female who also exposed herself and her scar that, you know, that was left behind after she removed her breast. So this is really wild. But let's keep watching.
It's recently come to my attention that conservatives are trying to use the video of me topless at the White House to try to call the community groomers.
I mean, that's exactly what you guys are. This is, I mean, some of you are part of this groomer category, because as much as we've told you not to do this in front of children, you seem to not get it. You seem to not get it. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to do what we're saying. Hey, leave the children alone. And what's very, very funny and ironic to me is that the Democrats, you know, especially Biden, you know, there's multiple clips of him, you know, 10, 15 years ago, when he was literally against gay marriage. He wasn't even he wasn't even wanting the gay folks to marry. But now they've come to a point where they're wanting to transition children. How do you go from not wanting gay people to get married to going all the way to the other side of allowing children to get sex change surgeries. It absolutely makes no sense. And you know that these people have sold their souls to the devil and are pushing crazy ideas that they were against 10, 15 years ago. And it makes no sense. That's why most people are saying that the Democratic Party left them instead of, the voter leaving the Democratic Party, because some of the things that the left was advocating for in the past is not the same thing that they advocate for in the present. So let's watch this guy react to the backlash that he received from social media, from people, conservatives, as he say, because anybody that disagrees with this is a conservative, apparently. Because you can't be a liberal and not want to groom children. It's idiotic. But let's watch this here,
etc. And I would just like to say that, first of all, going topless in Washington, D.C. is legal. And I fully support the movement in freeing the nipple, because why is my chest now deemed inappropriate or illegal when I show it off? However, before coming out as trans, it was not. All you're doing is affirming that I am a woman.
Well, no, we're not affirming that you're a woman, because if a biological woman did this, it would be inappropriate. And if a man did this, it would be inappropriate. You can't just be at the White House and be nude and show off your body parts. I mean, it's inappropriate for everybody and anybody. We're not singling you out. Nobody's singling you out. When the women in the past were marching nude, for the free the nipple and, abortion rights, we said that was inappropriate. So it doesn't matter what your sexuality is and what you identify as. This ain't got nothing to do with transphobia or homophobia. We just say that this is just absolutely inappropriate to do this. And even the White House agrees, because this person here has now been banned from attending any future White House events. So the White House knows this is inappropriate. They don't want this happening at the White House. But for some odd reason, this is appropriate for children to be involved in. It makes no sense. If it's not appropriate for the White House, how is it appropriate for children? It absolutely makes no sense. And then also one thing I want to point out is that the irony in this, is that they don't see how much of a hypocrite they are, is because now that you're quote unquote a woman and you're being treated how a woman would be treated if she was biological, meaning, hey, don't just walk around with your titties out, you have a problem with it. You want to be a woman, right? So when you get womanly treatment, it's a problem. These people have no logical consistency whatsoever. They want special privileges and special rights to literally do what they want with no consequences. With no consequences. So this is why we say, hey, you people make no sense whatsoever. Because when you get what you want and you get what you ask for, it's a problem. It's a problem. So nobody knows how to treat you, or behave around you, because nobody truly knows what your ideological beliefs are. Let's keep going.
What we're doing is saying that trans women are women, because for some reason, people like to sexualize women's bodies and say that they are inappropriate. My trans masculine friends were showing off their top surgery scars and living in joy, and I wanted to join them. And because it is perfectly within the law in Washington, D.C., I decided to join them and cover my nipples just to play it safe, because I wanted to be fully free and myself. I had zero intention of trying to be vulgar or be profane in any way.
But you were.
I was simply living in joy, living my truth, and existing in my body. Happy Pride, free the nipple.
Yeah, hilarious. Hilarious. That's why we keep saying these leftists, these Democrats, Biden administration, have no idea what they're signing up for. If they were truly paying attention, they would know the Pride movement is nothing but a sexuality movement. When you're talking about sexual preference, gender identity, it's related to sex. And when they get exactly what they advocate for, it's a problem. See, this ain't got nothing to do with trans rights, human rights, none of that. Gay rights, none of that. This has nothing to do with any of it because you have all the rights that could be afforded to you. There's no right that I have that you don't. See, what you want is special treatment to go do what you want, when you want it, how you want it, with no consequences at all. And that's not how this world works. This is not how this world works. Especially when you're involving other kids and other people that don't want to partake in this. I don't understand what the confusion is when it comes down to leaving kids alone, keeping this in your private homes, and doing what you want. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. So, but I thought this was, this is phenomenal, case study to evaluate on how the administration and people on the left act when they actually get what they asked for. That's why we keep calling these people hypocrites. They're delusional because on paper, what they want and what they advocate for might sound good, but it's not a reality that anybody can, be comfortable living in. That's why, criminal justice reform, letting criminals roam the streets and giving them second chances and allowing kids to transition and be free and express themselves. All these things sound great coming out of your mouth. But in practice, it's truly ass backwards and a destruction. So, but let me know what you guys think, man. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button down below if you enjoy my content. And if this is your first time on the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button with the notification bell so you get reminded every time I bring a brand new video. Thanks for being here, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.